Hello and welcome to Born in a Barn at Folio Weekly Magazine. I'm Rob Nicholson. I am delighted today to welcome my special guest, Miss LeAnn Rimes. LeAnn, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm actually doing great. I just was getting warmed up
Good.
for our chat, and I Needed to Lose You to Love Me. I was listening to what a beautiful song. The writing is just so incredible.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Really
you.
enjoyed that. Now you're coming to the Thrasher Horn Center. That is going to be on June 23rd. Have you ever played at the Thrasher Horn?
I don't know if we have. I'm
I,
not sure. You know what? I've lost count. I have to
well, I'm
say.
sure after as many years, because you're celebrating the 25th anniversary. Am I correct? Of Blue.
Yes, I am. We
And
are we are celebrating 25 years, which is crazy to say, but yeah,
what was
so
it like?
grateful for
What was it
all
like?
these years.
What was it like to be the first and youngest person to win Best New Artist at the Grammys?
Oh, it was pretty crazy that moment in time. I remember being told, like I guess no country artist had ever won Best New Artist, and I was so young. Like I was told by my publicist, like, you don't have to think about an acceptance speech. I was really sick that night. I had 104 fever and
Oh
like
gosh.
I had the flu. I was awful. And I'm like, well, if we don't think I'm gonna win, like, why am I going?
Exactly.
Because I don't feel good. So I we went to the first pre-awards, and I won an award at the pre-awards, and he was like, maybe you should think about something to say. And so yeah, and then it happened, and yeah, it was a crazy crazy night. And obviously at that age, I don't the magnitude of that doesn't quite sink in.
No, I
um Not so much later on did I understand what an anomaly, and like what a rarity that was. And it was it's crazy to look back on.
Well, now I was the reason I was bringing up Thrasher Horn is it's a beautiful, beautiful theater. I toured it about this time last year, and I think you're going to be very happy
Cool.
performing there for everybody. And the tour that you're on, you're actually in support of your next work, God's Work. It comes out officially on September 16th, but you've gone ahead and gotten out there. The record you made with Mickey Guyton and Ziggy Marley, as well as Ben
Mhm.
Harper and many others. Tell me more about the album, and if you'll also talk about the lowercase.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the album is called God's Work, and it does explore the duality of life, the light and the dark, and how I've my own sense of spirituality, and how my own journey with that. And it explores a lot of complex and large, uh, deep thoughts, and also a very joyful way. I think there's every feeling you can possibly imagine on this album. I say it'll make you incredibly happy and joyful, and piss you off, like, all at the same time. So it's good. I like to get people to thinking and exploring deeper parts of themselves, and taking them on a journey of into their heart, where they might not go all the time. So yeah, God's Work was there is everything on the album is in lowercase. I have a tattoo that says God's Work, and when I guess it was right when the middle of we were writing the record, and I went and got this tattoo that says God's Work, and I put it on Instagram, and people just are like up in arms the fact that the G wasn't capitalized, and they all were like having these arguments amongst themselves. And of course, I was just like, you know what? I think it's because of it. When you hear the song, the story behind the song, if we can't get past all the doctrine and our differences, and whether or not we're arguing about whether G is capitalized or not, we really can't get to the deeper, important conversations. And so I thought, if this gets people open and talking, even if it's arguing about whether or not the G should be capitalized, maybe it'll get them to listen to what I have, to say, so that we can have these deeper conversations. So for me, there was a real choice there, and the song is truly about getting past our differences, so that we can end up creating a world that we are here to create, which is one that's more deeply grounded in love for one another. So yeah, there's some big topics on this record, and I love it. I'm so proud of it.
Well, I know just about 10 days ago you released The Only from the record, as well as you also released a second leg of your tour. So you're really hitting the bricks on this.
Yeah, we are. And, the shows that we've played so far have just been super connected with the fans. There's a lot of storytelling that happens on stage from, when we pull songs from all the different records that I've made, and including the new album. And it's cool to see people really responding to the new music and from songs they haven't heard yet. Because I think these concepts and stories, live in the soul of who we are. So I don't think you have to know the song necessarily to feel and experience what I'm singing. So yeah, it's been really amazing to see how people are reacting to new music and old music alike.
And that's what the concert is both the mix of it all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It runs the gamut from Blue all the way to the new record and everything in between.
Awesome. Now I'm going to switch gears on you real quick because I found this so interesting. Your podcast, Holy Human. Would you talk to me more about that?
Yeah, I think the podcast inspired the album too. Holy Human is when I was younger, I wanted to either be a famous singer or a psychiatrist or the first female baseball star. So I think I got two out of the three, it seems like, because I feel like this is my way of discussing, my own spiritual journey. We discuss anything from, mental health to spirituality, to neuroscience. I mean, we run the gamut of everything on the podcast. And I love having these conversations and getting to learn myself. And that's kind of what it is. I'm a guide to, as also a student, of the podcast of learning all of these different concepts and having deeper conversations about humanity. And, I think for me, Holy Human is, and the album too, it really is about exploring all the facets of who we are. And I think in order for us to be whole, we have to embrace all of our humanness and all of our holiness at the same time. So that's what we explore, and I love doing it. We're on our third season right now, and yeah, it's a totally new thing for me. I'm usually on the opposite side of of the interview, but yeah, it's a new skill that I have learned, and I do enjoy it.
Well, I think that's brilliant. And you do that through the iHeartRadio podcast. So that if people are looking for it, that's how they would find it. One more gear switch on you here, but you're scheduled for an appearance at the Grammy Museum, Clive Davis Theater, and that's coming up. Well, that actually just happened on May 31st. The Power of Women in Country Music exhibit. Tell me about that. How did that come together? And give me sort of an idea of what that was like.
Yeah, to be a part of the Power of Women in Country Music. I mean, there's so many incredible women,
Yes.
In the genre, and has been for many, many years. And, to be included in that exhibit is incredible. I know my Grammy dress from when I was 13 is included. And, anytime we can uplift women's voices, especially in a world where we've all had to, really get loud in order to be heard, to have us all celebrated in this way, especially in a genre where women have been held back in a lot of ways. To see all the power in one place at the Grammy Museum is pretty cool. You see how well we have done for ourselves in a world that has tried to keep us quiet fairly often. So I'm very proud to be a part of that.
You should be proud. That is incredible. That's really incredible. That's terrific. LeAnn Rimes, I know you got to bounce. You have a busy day today, but again, it's been my pleasure. LeAnn's going to be here with us in Jacksonville, June 23rd at the Thrasherhorn Center. Tickets are available, and you can get them through Thrasherhorn or THC.com, and that's the way you can get those. LeAnn Rimes, a pleasure. God bless you, and we can't wait to see you later in the month.
Thank you. You too. I'll see you soon.
For Born in a Barn, I'm Rob Nicholson, and this is Folio Weekly Magazine.